Welcome to the COMC High School Football Coaches Show. It is presented by the great folks at Central Ozarks Medical Center, where your health is their mission. Also brought to you by Sir Dyke Yamaha, MoDOT, Buckle Up, Phone Down, Hedges Scott Millard Funeral Home, and Slumberland Furniture, Slumberland at the Lake. We're here at the School of the Osage, home of the 7-1 Osage Indians. Coach Shannon Jolley with us again this week. Coach, this is kind of turning into one of those special, wonderful years with this team growing, getting better every week, and now 7-1 after another big blowout win on Friday.
It's been good. It's kind of like the old A-team. For all those A-team, followers out there back in the day. Yeah. You loved it when a plan comes together.
Right, Mr. T.
Exactly how I drew it up, you know what I mean? So we're putting the pieces in place. But no, it's to be 7-1 we're super fortunate and trying to build on the momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. So the final Friday night was 45-7 over a pretty good Southern Boone team. And what stuck out to me when I was watching the highlights, it looked like the passing game was really clicking.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
I've had a lot of conversations over the weekend about the passing game. And I'm getting text messages from all over them like, oh, we're going air raid. We're throwing the ball all over the yard. And I tell them quick, we were 9 for 12 for 140 yards and 5 touchdown passes. All jokes aside, I mentioned, I think last week, Coach Baumstark and Coach Brooks and Coach Bockham and Coach Butler, they've been working all summer to try to create that complementary piece. And we've not only got a great chemistry on our staff, on the offensive side, but our kids are starting to understand and see the concepts that we're putting together. And again, it takes those two parts, right? Got to throw a good ball and got to catch it as well.
Yeah.
And Friday night, we put that on display.
Sure did. 45 points. The defense, for the second straight week, just gave up 7 points. Your defense has really been playing well the last few weeks, too.
Yeah, and if you talk to Coach Hess about it, maybe next week we can get him on here. I tell him it's just come to be expected.
Yeah.
And, as we look at Borgia with a 200-yard-a-game rusher, we're expecting the same thing, and he gets a little nervous. But because I always tell him each week, hey, how about a shutout this week? And, those guys, when I talk about chemistry on the offensive side, we've got the exact same chemistry. Really, those guys, all of our staff should be on here talking about it because, like I said, my role has shifted a little bit. They're doing 90% of the football things, and not only they're doing it really well.
What makes a good defense? What is the key to a good defense?
I think it's, first of all, the kids they have to want to play for the dude calling the defensive plays.
Right.
They love Coach Hess. They like his leadership style, and they've got to want to play for you. And then his phrase he talks about is swarm and punish. And that's really overrated, and most guys talk about it, but they don't really do it. You've got to get all 11 guys, especially this week. With this back rushing for 200 yards, a game, one guy may not make the first tackle. And if you watch the college game especially, you'll see all the guys getting to the ball. That's where a lot of the big hits happen.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys are ranked in the top 10. You made it into the top 10 after we recorded our show last week, so we didn't get to talk about it. What does that mean for you guys? Is that like does it mean anything? Is it a confirmation of all your hard work? What does that mean?
I'm changing as I get older.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit about in the locker room about being recognized. I think when people talk about the biggest compliments you can ever receive is from your peers. So I kind of look at that. I'm like from the sports writers and people, because when we went to Class 4 a couple years ago, or, a year and a half ago, everybody called me, oh my gosh, we're Class 4, what are we going to do? Well, now we're Class 4 and we're ranked number 10th in Class 4. That's what we're going to do.
Right.
And we talked about that as kids. So it was kind of cool to visit that and be proud of being recognized.
Yeah, that is so cool. We'll talk more about that when we come back. Big game against an undefeated team Friday, St. Francis Borgia. So we'll talk about that when we come back on the COMC High School Football Coaches Show. At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center offers pediatrics at 2 lake locations and 3 OBGYNs at the Osage Beach Clinic, offering same-day appointments. At COMC, our doors are open to everyone, whether you live at the lake or just here visiting. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission.
Hi, honey. It's your mom. I know you're probably working, but I just saw on the news that 3 people die in car crashes every day in Missouri. I just think about you driving around and it makes me so worried. So buckle your seatbelt, don't look at your phone, and don't speed. And I know you know this, but please always drive sober. You're a good kid, just be safe, okay? Mom loves you. Okay, bye.
Welcome back to the COMC High School Football Coaches Show. Hard to believe, Coach Jolley, that we're at the last game of the regular season, then the playoffs start. You scheduled St. Francis Borgia for the final game of the regular season, a perennial powerhouse, and they are again this year. They're 8-0. You've alluded to it. They've got a good running game, I guess, huh?
Yeah, they've got a super talented running back, and I don't talk about individuals very often, but this kid's pretty elite. He's really fast. He's the fastest guy on the field, and he's done well. But there's complementary pieces there. I mean, I don't want to say it's just him, but it's something I think everybody recognized. I think he was All-State last year. And fun fact that we don't talk about or we don't know is, Borgia is also the hometown of Coach John Baumstart.
Really?
So, Coach played quarterback there. And so when I was scheduling it, I was hoping they'd be 0-8.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
sure, I know you better than that.
They've had a great year, and it's going to be kind of fun for a coach to go back and because he was a talented player there.
Yeah. So St. Francis Borgia. So the defense going to have to key on, especially on that great running back. How about your offense? What is your offense going to need to do?
Well, hopefully we'll complement and kind of build on what we had Friday. And again, being balanced is always the key. But I think Friday night we had some unique opportunities in the passing game, based off of what Southern Boone was giving us.
Right.
And so, but the nice part about it is we executed all of those opportunities that we had. So, that's the continued thing is to make sure we win on first down, be a little bit diverse on first down. Maybe we can throw on first down a little bit. But if not, if we do run the ball, we've got to get, those 3 or 4 yards of pop and get into 2nd and 6 and 2nd and 5 type things.
Absolutely. So I've joked about it the last couple of weeks. The district you're in, the playoff district you're in, half of the top 10 is in your district. I mean, we've got Warrenton, Kirksville, U, and Hannibal all ranked in the top 10 in the state, all in one district. That means you've got to go through them in the playoffs, basically. Right now, you would play Holt in the first round here at home. So can that change, do you know, if you win or lose on
absolutely.
Friday?
Our district has changed each week in multiple spots. So I haven't looked at it like that, honestly. I know where we're at, but I haven't looked at the points. There's some smarter guys on staff that can do that. But I don't know if we win and if we lose, but then there's a point differential too. So, our goal is to go up and play our best football at Borgia. That's what we're focused on this week. But I'm not going to lie, there's a lot of momentum and a lot of excitement because it's going to be a cool atmosphere if you've never been there.
Yeah.
And then for them to be, 4th in the state in their classification, this is what we want.
Yeah.
So when you talk about in the district, we have to go through our district. We're kind of trying to hang that thing they've got to go through us as well.
Absolutely. That's another good point of it. It does look for certain, though, that you will have a home game the first round of the playoffs, and that's obviously something you definitely want to have.
Yeah, and that helps out because I need to talk to our concession lady, Kim, to make sure she's got enough hot dogs and stuff. Because last year we lose out on a lot of profit from the concession stand by hosting the game. So, and hopefully maybe we can get Lake TV to come.
Well, there you go. Hopefully so. That would be awesome. It's hard to believe we're headed into the last week of the regular season.
It is.
Then the playoffs. Okay, so that's Coach Shannon Jolley, his Indians at 7-1 at 8-0 St. Francis Borgia on Friday nights. Coming up next, we'll travel over to Camdenton, talk with Coach Parr Pitts about the Lakers' final game of the regular season. We'll do that right after this.
Being close to the water makes you more you. It's where the great unknown brings clarity. And letting go is how you really get going. Because only when you're on a Yamaha Wave Runner do you truly discover what you're made of.
Visit Surdak Yamaha at Lake of the Ozarks, 50 years strong.
The 12th season of high school football on Lake TV has been so much fun. We close out the regular season this Friday night with Camdenton at home against the Southeast Knights from Kansas City. Last game of the regular season, and the Lakers look to head into the playoffs on a winning note. William Holtz and Mike Bissell bring you the action. It all starts at 6:30 with the COMC pregame show. Kickoff at 7, presented by Polylift Boat Lifts. The Lakers and Knights, Friday night on Lake TV.
Hey everybody, Daryl Cunningham with Slumberland Furniture at the Lake. We're in the middle of our mega sale. What's that mean? It means great discounts for every room of the house, and we have 0% 24-month financing. So you get the discounts plus 0% financing. Don't forget, we deliver the entire lake area. So come see us at Slumberland Furniture, where we're bringing happy home.
Welcome back to the COMC High School Football Coaches Show. We've made our way over to Camdenton, home of the Lakers, and it's Coach Parpitz with us here on the practice field. Coach, it's hard to believe we're going into the last game of the regular season already, isn't it?
Yeah, it just goes so fast once you get started, and wow. Week 9 is upon us.
Yeah, it sure is. So last game of the regular season this week. The game, your game against Southeast, is on Lake TV, so be sure to join us Friday night for the regular season ender. We go back to last week, last Friday night, big game at home against Cap City, and it kind of looked to me like it kind of swung on one play. You're driving down the field, looking like you're going to go in for the game-tying touchdown and a pick six. They return it the length of the field, and that just kind of switched the whole momentum of the game.
It sure did. Yeah, that was a giant play for them. Definitely kind of takes the wind out of your sails as you're going through. In this time of year when you're playing really good teams, those sort of plays can make a big swing, like you said, in the momentum. The biggest thing is you have to overcome any errors that you make and limit those errors as well.
Yeah, and I don't know, is there something you can do as a coach to help your team to take advantage of plays like that, or is it just a crapshoot on how it plays out sometimes?
Yeah, it's you have to execute what you're trying to get done, but we know that things are going to happen during the game that you may or may not have control of. May be positive, may be negative, but you have to really focus on the next play. And so we talk about that a lot, but human nature comes around, and when something bad happens on the field, it's hard to rebound sometimes, but we have to continue to, because it's going to happen as you go through the season.
Especially when you're talking high school kids, right? Yeah. I mean, still in the development of everything in life, really. So the defense played really well on Friday night against a really good Cap City offense. You did a good job most of the night shutting them down.
Yeah, we knew that they were going to be a big running team, and I thought our defense played very, very well against the run, and it did the things that we asked them to do, and it put us in a position. We just have to be able to limit our turnovers and make those plays when we need to.
Yeah, and that running back of theirs, he's a big fella.
Yeah, he's a good runner.
Wow.
Our goal was to keep him under 100, and we did that for sure. And so those are the things, we may match up with them again if we can get going through district time.
Yeah, in your same district, so you might get a rematch against several of these teams. Could be Helias, could be Cap City along the way, a playoff starting not this week, but next week. And the offense looked like they moved the ball pretty well too.
Yeah, there were times that we were really clicking in our short game and our screen game. Really, really well. And so, we can build upon that as we go into the next week.
Yeah, there's a lot of positives there. I guess that's a great thing as a coach when, even if you come off a loss, if you see a lot of positives, hey, if we can put all that together, we're going to be pretty powerful.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you have to build on the positive and make corrections in your mistakes and just continue to work towards that being your best at this time of year.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so the last game of the regular season this Friday night right here on Lake TV, as you are home against a team that you've never played before, I don't think. I was unfamiliar with them. It is Southeast out of Kansas City. So we'll talk about Southeast, who they are, what they bring to the table, and we'll take a look at the district standings with the playoffs just around the corner and where you might be playing that first playoff game. We'll catch up on all of that when we come back on the COMC High School Football Coaches Show.
During this chapter of life, We are really taking the time to enjoy the little things.
So it was important to have our final wishes pre-planned so our family wouldn't be burdened later on.
Hedges Scott Millard made it simple, but thorough. They provided us with different options right here in the comfort of our home.
We are so glad that we planned ahead. Now a whole lot more of this, a little of this, all with the peace of mind we wanted.
At Hedges Scott Millard, we believe that every day is a gift, and so is every life. Take time to enjoy it.
At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center offers pediatrics at 2 lake locations and 3 OBGYNs at the Osage Beach Clinic, offering same-day appointments. At COMC, our doors are open to everyone, whether you live at the lake or just here visiting. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission. Welcome back to the COMC High School Football Coaches Show. Coach Parp Hitz with us here. Camdenton Lakers home Friday night, right here on Lake TV against Southeast out of Kansas City. First time that we've seen them on the schedule, I think. Have you ever played them before?
No, we haven't played them before. As we were going through the winter, our changing conferences, it kind of changed our whole schedule. So we were really searching for a Week 9 opponent. They happened to be open, and we were open, and so we got the opportunity to match up, and so it'll be the first time for both programs.
Right, and they're out of Kansas City. A lot of times, you know, the big city teams are really good. This one doesn't seem to be that great. Their program seems to have struggled over the years. Are they struggling this year too?
Yeah, they haven't won yet, but you know, we were just watching them on film this weekend, and we know that they have some guys that can be dangerous and dynamic. They just haven't put it together. You know, as the season goes along, you see flashes of it on film, but they haven't got it all together on both sides of the ball yet.
Yeah. What do they call those? Trap games sometimes. If you don't get up and get ready for them, they can jump up and bite you a little bit. So let's look at the district standings, because the playoffs start next week, not this Friday night, but next Friday night. So right now in your district, you've got Helias, Cap City, Lebanon, Rolla, Camdenton, Jeff City, and Smith Cotton. So if the playoffs were to start this weekend, you would be matched up against a Rolla team, and that would be on the road. That could change this week, though, depending on different outcomes and stuff like that. It looks like you would still play Rolla, but the game might be here at Camdenton, I would guess.
Yeah, I think that it's looking like that's the matchup as far as we can tell. There's a lot of math that goes into it that I'm not very good at. But right now we sit at that 5 seed, and they would host us. If our strength of schedule were to increase our points, our district points, we might have an opportunity to host that same game. But it looks like we're pretty much gonna be facing Rolla as we get into the first round. Much like what we did last year.
Yeah, absolutely. And that Rolla team has really gotten better over the last few years, and a lot of people don't know it, but they are a long-time traditional rival of Camdenton, a bigger rival many years than even Lebanon was, right?
Yeah, we've been playing them, you know, year in and year out as we've gone through back when we were independent, and then even as we got into the Ozark Conference.
Yeah, and so when the Ozark Conference went away last year, both you and Rolla were in that. You go to the CMAC. And I think they don't even have a conference right now, right?
Yeah, they're independent, so they've got a schedule that kind of takes them all over the state.
Yeah, and they have, I don't know that their schedule's been nearly as tough as yours has this year. That CMAC conference is good, and I think it's good in every sport, but Helias is good, Cap City's gotten really good, Jeff City is traditionally always good. I mean, this is going to be a tough conference year in and year out.
Yeah, it's a good athletic conference. It's going to be good in all the sports. Football, we see that you know, as we've gone through that conference schedule, it's a challenge. Every Friday night you go out there, going to be physical, well coached. So yeah, it's going to raise our level as we go through and just continue to get better and strive to reach the top of that.
Absolutely. All right, so join us Friday night as Coach Parp Hitz's Lakers are at home to Southeast right here on Lake TV. That is your COMC High School Football Coaches Show, presented by the great folks at Central Ozarks Medical Center and brought to you by Sir Dyke Yamaha, MoDOT, Buckle Up, Phones Down, Hedges Scott, Millard Funeral Homes, and Slumberland Furniture. Slumberland at the Lake.
Take Lake TV with you wherever you go. Watch Lake TV on demand on YouTube, Roku, and Fire TV.